Oh, hello, yeah. Well, I'm glad we saw the back of Wednesday. It was way too busy a newsy day, wasn't it? Yes. I was reminded of, when I was a lot younger, I was sitting on a train surrounded by a load of Dulwich kids. It would have been about 1982, I think it was, and I remember being struck by one of them saying, because apropos of inflation at the time, because it was still huge under Thatcher, that, they said, and I'm pretty sure their words were verbatim. If inflation's coming down, how come prices are still going up? And that led me to think, yes, Dulwich schoolboys, yes. Because, of course, the big news yesterday was, hurty feelings from Nigel Farage, who was very hurty feelings that anyone should describe him as a racist, or indeed the well-documented flirtation with fascism in the past. You mustn't actually mention these things because he might get a bit hurt, and if you do mention it, and he does get a bit hurt, it might go even further and he'll be assassinated just like Charlie Kirk. Will be intriguing when we actually find out what exactly happened with Charlie Clerk, because it's still looking very, very, very dodgy. In very much the same way as it looks very, very, very dodgy that poor old Nige won't get the protection that apparently Keir Starmer has deliberately withdrawn from him because of Antifa. Yes, so many problems with Antifa, isn't it? You want to be proto-fascist or pro-fascist? Yes. Not anti-fascist. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? Imagine being anti-fascist. Anyway, the other, of course, big news story yesterday was Baroness Michelle Mone. She does moan too much, doesn't she? An ongoing story. But finally we're getting to the bottom of all of this stuff. But the thing that got me about it was it is now years. It is years that this has been going on, and you can see exactly the kind of way that the establishment operates. I mean, I'm not going to have necessarily a go at particularly the last Conservative government, but let's face it, it was largely their responsibility. But it's just astounding that somebody could gather so much money with so little experience and then produce a product that doesn't work. But then I remembered, oh yes, the Olympics. Remember, probably the last time we actually felt good about this country was in 2012, the Olympics. Do you remember it? It was a kind of feel-good thing, wasn't it? Yeah, because of all those horrible people dancing on NHS beds. Oh, how they moaned at the time. It was a joyful showcase of socialism. Awful, awful, awful. But you may recall that there was a bit of a problem with security because G4S, yes, that brilliant company that gets so many government contracts, had basically completely cocked the entire thing up. And instead of, supplying, with 2 weeks to go, 10,000 security guards, they kind of only turned up with one bloke and a dog. And therefore, various squaddies who were on leave from being blown up in Afghanistan had to fill in the gaps. And the government just kind of poo-pooed it. Yeah, I remember Jeremy Hunt, who was basically argued that you couldn't necessarily expect a private company that you had a contract with to actually deliver any goods. Which, if you think about the whole PPE scandal and Baroness Mone, you kind of arrive at the same thing, don't you? That there was no expectation ever that anybody should do anything other than simply pocket a whole bunch of that horrible phrase taxpayers' cash and walk away whistling, because after all, you can't expect Michelle Mone to be given 100 million quid and actually turn up with a product. Yes, can you? I mean, if you want to get a plumber and they come and they break everything in your house, well, the only logical thing to do is pay them more money and get them to come round next time and break things in your house. I mean, that's the way actual business works, doesn't it? Well, according to Jeremy Hunt and other people right now at this moment, it will be. But all of this stuff is finally coming out. And as ever with all of these things, you think to yourself, maybe a little bit more democracy in terms of, just that simple thing of things being, transparent. If we actually get to see what's going on, as opposed to simply bunging things at your mates and hoping, a la, I don't know, let's discuss Morgan McSweeney, hoping that nobody notices, then it's not a very good way to run, anything like a political party or a government or an entire country. But that's the nature of the beast that we now have. We have groups of people who think that it's good business sense to produce a product that doesn't work and indeed might kill, and then moan. Michelle or Baroness Mone that people are being picky over the amount that it costs to produce a deadly nothing. Entrepreneurs to a woman. Do have a lovely day if you can do. Enjoy the last of the sunshine. Oh, I'm looking forward to the end of the week. It's been another long one. I think as I get older, I'm just kind of coming to grips with the idea of being in tune with the seasons, and it definitely feels a bit kind of grey and meh at the moment. All I want to do is stay in bed. I don't want to teach any more maths. I don't want to do that. Anyway, have a good one.